Newspapers Local, Volume 11. Of course, what I can do to really make it narcissistic is this. Really make it narcissistic for me. Oh, even a lot of these are still pretty... Google. Yeah, I saw that one. Oh, here's another one. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, the Briars, yeah. That's what I thought, because I recognize the other one. There's the other two names there. He was like the director, and then she played piano, as you can see. Let's see. Yeah, let's go another video. Temporary going back to our name in general, and this is a re-record, but I wanted to talk about this. First, I always thought that looked so weird, editing. It looked like either weird grin or he's in the middle of it. It looks like he was in it. Looks like either a weird grin or he was in the middle of a good cry. I'm 3 years old, so you never know. Anyway, back to this. If you remember last volume, I talked about my grandma and grandpa on dad's side, his mom and dad. And I showed you the street view of their old farmhouse. Well, yesterday we actually went to Iowa, mom, dad, Steph, and myself. So we went to a couple cemeteries, and then we went to mom and dad's church in Lehigh, where they got married, and then Steph was baptized. I don't think confirmed. I don't know if she was baptized there. Here's some footage of that. Now, the fan people there, they have a Zero box fan. It's right in their entryway here. It's on a stand, of course, as you can see. There's a label. Here's a ceiling fan that's in the sanctuary. And from Steph's video footage, here's some ceiling fans in the basement.
We're in the basement of the United Methodist Church in Lehigh. Mom said this is where their wedding reception was. Same kitchen and everything.
And after that, though, we went to the farmhouse. Got to visit that. We didn't go in, of course. Just drove around it in the driveway. So, here's footage from the last volume from Street View. Yeah, even though it was white. Now it's gray. Here, let's see. It's kind of be out of chronologically incorrect because I'm redoing this. I did it this morning, but I kind of messed up. Here's the footage that we took yesterday. Well, yeah, we're going to visit it in person.
These windmills aren't as close. First time I saw them, I got all excited. I thought they were on my property.
We didn't go in, of course, but we're going to visit it. There it is.
We have unsafe driving, unauthorized use of cell phone while driving on 290th Street.
It's the original house, 1940. Oh, he's building on. Look at there.
Nice.
I guess so.
That's the original garage from 1970. You can pull in a little further.
Okay. Yep, I
See,
recognize the buildings back
Look how
there.
big that tree is now.
They painted it gray.
That tree Eileen gave them for one of their anniversaries. See this big pine tree?
Yep. Oh, we got a
And,
dope one.
see that
Yeah.
the
See, it was
machine shed
pulling
down
out.
I
there,
remember that.
which is falling down, in the granary, and the chicken house, which has got new siding. That was built in 1905. That gray-sided building, chicken house.
Wow.
So those are the three buildings. That was built in 1970.
Guess what, though?
That was had.
Where the tornado took the barn down.
Yeah, and the garage and corn crib.
Oh, he's got
I
morning
can look
glories.
at that. Well, that's quite an addition he's putting on there.
Oh, let's see.
He was a nice guy. You got a divorce. See the addition there?
Oh, I didn't know he got a divorce. Yeah, I see it now.
From his first wife. She was a drunk, alcoholic.
Yeah, one thing I always like to hear
For one thing. And
this summer,
then he remarried.
cars going down the highway like this.
Some
And when they hit the creases,
Where's the
not the
farmland?
creases, but
Is that
Oh.
right?
the slabs,
Yeah,
it
that's
sound
what I
like
thought.
someone
That was
running.
So he's got.
And here's footage I took with Steph's footage overlaid.
Is this it?
Well, yeah, we're going to visit it in person.
These windmills aren't as close. First time I saw them, I got all excited. Just I thought they were on my
We
property.
didn't go in, of course, but we never visited. There it is.
All right, get out video here.
It's the original house, 1940. Oh, he's building on. Look at there.
Nice.
I guess so.
That's the original garage from 1970.
Yeah.
You can pull in a little further.
Okay. Yep, I
See,
recognize the buildings back
Look how
there.
big that tree is now.
They painted it gray.
That tree Eileen gave them for one of their anniversaries. See this big pine tree?
Yep. Oh, we got a
And
dope.
see that
Yeah.
the
See those
machine shed
cool
down
I
there,
remember that.
which is falling down, and the granary, and the chicken house, which has got new siding. That was built in 1905. That gray-sided
Yep.
building, chicken house.
Wow.
So those are the three buildings. That was built in 1970.
Going back to this. Now, I thought that I should have seen something at Street View. Or maybe not. Okay then, he didn't start the edition until after June 2024. So this satellite view is later than that. And then, of course, we were just there yesterday. So yeah, the original house is just this lighter area, lighter gray area. Then the addition is that newer, darker area. So now from what I can remember, again, you'd come in through here, and then your stairway that led down to the basement. The stairway, a couple stairs that led up to the kitchen here. That's the dining room table there. And there's a stairway that leads upstairs. Could have been straight above the other stairway. And here's the living room in here. There'd be a bedroom in here. I think that was Grandpa's bedroom. Bedroom over here. Not to scale, of course. I think that's where Mom and Dad slept when we were there. And then the bathroom was here at the end. If I remember right. And this is the living room in here. Front door, which, like I said, we never used. The TV was like right in here. And then Jess and I would sleep here in the living room. So that's what I meant by in the summertime. You hear the cars along the highway and it sound like someone clomping, running away or something. Yeah, it's kind of a down and dirty floor plan from what I can remember. And then the alarm, when I was there, the alarm was like right in here. Anyway, let's go back to earlier this morning. All right, back to me. Oh, what's this one? Come on, load. Oh yeah, I remember that. Let's see if there's... Guess there's no article. Anyway, he went to our church in Austin. Oh, and that's it. Again, as compared to Jess, I wasn't doing much, but let's go back to this, though. Let's see. Let's see if I recognize any of these. Billy Joe, that's one of Jess's friends for a little bit. And Nicole there. From college, too, she was. Let's see. I think I remember mentioning Allison there she was our neighbor from up the street. Let's see. So here's our house here. And then theirs was, I think this one here, this 2110. Then I think this one right here, or was it that one? One of these two had an I-46. No. FX 1218 in the basement. Danielle Germain, huh? I don't recognize that first name. The last name was the host of the Buy, Sell, and Trade radio show, Classified. He had a son named Donovan, but I don't think that's him. Of course, maybe he just wasn't in the honor roll. I'm not gonna hear that. Nope. Let's see. Someone must have asked, you know what, about the weather. Yeah. This is me. And I recognize a lot of these people. You know, classes together and stuff. Not all of them, of course, but anyway. Yeah, that's it for that. And I don't think, like I said, no. Sadly, Webster County isn't in Iowa. Or, I mean, it is, but they don't have their paper scanned yet, so. Let's see. Continuing on here. So, yeah, we're done with our own name. Massey's again. Seen that quite a number of times. Owen Shoes, I told you about them. They were downtown. Couple different places. Couple different places. Big. 21 East Center Street. Building 4. East. What was it again? 1120. I think I know where that might be. I think it's like in here. Well, it's Campus Drive, but in this area. I think one of these places is early voting too. Yeah, elections office. They have, let's see, I think it's Genesis. Zealand Mount Strobes, or is it the Cedars? I have a picture, I think. If I do, we'll see it there. 79, so obviously I'd still be in Janesville. We'd still be in Janesville. There's Simplicity. I know they make sewing machines too. I'm not sure if it's the same brand. But I remember in my home ec class in high school, there was a poster for the Simplicity sewing machines. And it always made me think of Mom, because she's big into sewing. Sometimes when I'm at home there, I'm downstairs, I'll help her if she's sewing. If anything, I'll just watch. But sometimes I'll hold fabric or whatever, or something like that if she needs it. It's just in that same room that I usually sit in and even sleep in the basement there. You've seen it in a couple of videos. But that, I don't think that's there anymore. Baptist General. Never heard of it, but that looks like the. What is that? Logo for that. Something. It's some TV company that makes that or has that logo. They're very similar style, lowercase f. They used to be on the southwest side, no, northeast, I think it is, side. But now they're actually right next to my building. They used to be in the, I can't even remember. That was, well, I guess I can see. Maybe they'll show it. Yeah, there was one in Sterling Center in Midtown, and now there's only one near my old apartment building. I could see it from my window. Kind of. The American was in the way. I do remember that place. It was, yeah, I moved into here too. This Austin Ford Jeep is, I thought they were in a different lot. Down here or something. Maybe not. Maybe they were right next to each other. Who knows? Anyway, I can remember too when they were down here. I think could have been when they were their own location. Anyway, during the Christmas, they'd always have a big get-together type thing. Not really get-together, but like a party, if you will. So you could come in and get a car, hot dogs. There was a petting zoo one year. When the Austin Jazz Band would perform. So that was fun. I remember a poster they had. It was cool. It was like Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep, and they were all different themed car seats. So I think I might have mentioned this somewhere. But anyway, Dodge was like a racing seat with a 5-point harness. Chrysler was just your normal, car seat. And Jeep was like camouflage. And then also the old one had one of those big spiked ball type things. Never heard of that. Drury's. The Big G. Let's see, where would that have been? 1010 7th Street. So it would have been somewhere in here, probably. Oh, there's 7th Street. Oh, but it's this. Yep. So I think they just, it looks like what they did was just took that flag, that Big G flag, and then they just used this Asian food store. Have I been there, though? Might have. Dad goes to one to get his tea. I think we were at this one, and there was another one nearby, or in the area. I remember once I found these cool barbecue chicken chips. They were really good. I can find it. I had it here a long time ago. I looked at it. Right here it is. The roasted chicken, not barbecue. But yeah, these are really good. Can't find them anymore. At the stores, at least. Maybe. Chuck's Tired. North Broadway. I think that's still around. It's just something different now. So I think it's this now. Unless it's 12. About the same thing. Or maybe this. Yeah, Schmidt Automotive. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's an older building. So probably this originally. Grand Marina, huh? Elton Hills School. I wonder if that's the one that we passed by going to 125. Could be. I shook so much to trigger the undo typing thing.
Engine 4, truck 42, fire alarm 4458, Savannah Drive Northwest.
House.
Engine 4,
Likely.
truck 42, fire alarm 4458, Savannah Drive Northwest.
Casual shop. Never heard of that one. And the closest they do to sidewalk sales nowadays is in the mall. The gallery at University Square. I was about to say shops at University Square. That's not right. Trade Home, that's not there anymore. Fashions. Inside Broadway Mall. So it would have been in here. Again? Anyway, yeah, that's this. So that was Broadway Mall one time, huh? Just maybe in here. Maybe this area here was the mall before it went to the bank or something. Can't remember. Recognize this area. So I was standing over here when they had the fire alarm here. And is that still around? Walked by it today. Richmond Bootery, that's not around. So a lot of those are not there anymore. And the fair. Well, like last year, I think, our fair was going on and saw someone run the light. So I came up with a joke that the cops pulled them over and said, "No, you lose your car. You can't go anywhere." Person says, "No fair." Cop said, "Nope, definitely not there anyway. Definitely not there either." Now it happens at the end of July. You know, I've talked about it before. Showing you like the cookies that I get. You know, I've talked about it in like a couple of the real estate videos. Kmart building materials. Cool. Microphone wasn't on. Anyway, going back to the church here. I have to restart because it's been a while since I've searched this. Let's see. Let's see, this is 92. I think I mentioned this in one of the early videos, but we had one. Alvaro was his name. When I baño his bath. And a couple of other ones. Other words. I think it was this one. Once again, so it could have been an earlier one. Who knows? Yeah, I remember her. She was Jessica's confirmation teacher. Yeah, I recognize him. Lushburger? Also, speaking of confirmation, Caleb's girlfriend, Riley, got an adult confirmation a couple weeks ago. We went to that. Little clips of that. Alright. Then we went to Olive Garden after that. Good food. I remember one year, too, we had to leave Iowa really early because I was a candlelight or Icolite or whatever there. So we had to leave Grandma's really early. And I remember that night, I had a dream that there was a house with the Smoke Guard 800A on it. And it had a wooden, paneled wall with a sloped ceiling. So, do they even have an 800 house? I think they're in the storage. Actually, a lot of my alarms are in storage now. Stupid inspection. Anyway. So, this is a wooden wall and the ceiling slanted up like that. Like the 800A was right there. I don't think I even have an 809, my 809 here. I know my 907's here.